Hello guys, welcome back. So this video is going to be about thoughts. So as you know, our mind is constantly working, constantly thinking. But what we think about most of the time we are not aware of. So what do we think about all day? What determines what we think about? So the senses, whatever you feed the senses, such as what you watch, what you hear, these determine what we think. So it's like us feeding the ingredients to our mental factory. So that determines what we think. And another thing that determines is what we focus on. Like even if you're not feeding your senses, what you focus on, such as if you think about the past, that determines your thinking, or you're focused on the future, that determines your thinking, or if you're focused on the present, that determines your thinking. So most of the time we should spend being focused, being in the present moment, because that's where the happiness is. There's more to the present moment, and plan for the future and visualize the future. Thinking about the past, we cannot change the past, so that's a waste of energy. So the mental, what we feed our mind and what we think about and the meaning we give things is what determines how we see the world. Some people see the world in a very negative way. They can't trust people, they can't move forward with life because they're constantly thinking about the past and what happened in the past, and they're constantly thinking from memory and determining the world from memory. That way they cannot move forward. So sometimes you have to have a leap of faith, think from imagination, envision a better future, and live in the present. And that's why some people seem more alive and more full of energy, because they're mostly in the present and plan for the future. But people that think about the past, they're depressed and lazy. People, it's not good to think about too much about the future as well, because that can make you anxious and nervous. And the thing is how you think. Some people focus on the small things in life, and they think very small. Say, for example, someone's setting up a charity. They only think about helping like probably small number of people, 10 people, 20 people. But other people set up a charity and they do the fundraising. They can help hundreds of thousands of people. Uh, it's all on perspective, what kind of perspective you have and how big you think. And the other thing that determines our thinking is media. The media feeds us all day through newspapers, TV, radio, adverts, billboards. All these affect our thinking, what we think about. So the media is constantly trying to steal from our focus. And the main objective is to make us buy stuff, make us more of consumers. Why is it important for us to control our thoughts? Our thoughts are important because they make uh, it's how we see the world, and it's how we feel in our bodies, and how we feel determines how we act, what the kind of choices we make on a given day. So if you feel good, you'll do good, you'll make better decisions. But if you feel negative, you feel fearful, you will make very different choices and decisions. That's why it's very important to guard our mind and feed it good inspiration also. Now I'll get to the third part is how do we make our thoughts positive and how do we control our thoughts? First step is to try to shield yourself from the negative media news and other stories that infect our mind with negative news and make us more fearful and more negative. First thing is to shield your mind from the negative news, such as instead of listening to the radio in your car, listen to something motivational and listen to something spiritual, on your way to work instead of listening to the radio. That small habit can change your life over long term. It will make you think positive and feel good for the rest of the day. So another thing is you can read motivational stuff, read uplifting stuff that gives you energy, that gives you courage, that gives you positive emotions, and that affects how you feel and what you do, the actions you take. Also, be grateful. God says, if you're grateful, I give you more. But if you're ungrateful, I take away what you already have. So be grateful, focus on what you already have, but at the same time, have goals and strive for what you don't have. So you have to balance that and always be grateful, always, help people and show gratitude. Motivational stories. So yeah, make sure you protect your mind. Make sure you read and listen to positive audios and guard your mind from negatives and be grateful and focus on the present and plan for the future and be grateful. Okay, thank you guys. Until next time.